Kyrell has got the most amazing character. Everybody absolutely loves him. He can be a pain in the bum, obviously, just got full of energy. He's very inquisitive. He's just got a huge thirst for knowledge. As long as I pump him full of knowledge, he's all right. So he's really, really intelligent, very extremely creative, impulsive. He can't concentrate very well, disorganised, but he's a joy. Yeah.
Did you know from very, very early on that there was something a little bit different? Is he your first son?
Yeah, he's my own only. I feel like an handle at the moment. He was, since he was a baby, he was just so much work. I just did not get a minute to myself. It was just constant on. He was rolled over at like something stupid, like, was it 6 weeks or something stupid like that? He was crawling at
4 months.
4 months, walking at 8 months, no, 10 months. It was
8 months.
He was just wanting to escape wherever he was. You know, it was just, he was in one of them little walking things. Since really, really young, he just did not want to keep still.
Did you at first think, because I've often, when I've spoken to parents, it's their first child.
Yeah.
Then, in fact, although they think something's different, they also think, well, maybe it is.
No, that's what I thought. I just thought this is normal.
Yeah.
My saying was, oh, he's full of beans, you know, and that I just did not know any different. To me, that was it. You know, this is what I put myself in for. You know, I might as well put up with it. You know, I just really did not think there was anything different. You know, if I'd had another one maybe before, then alarm bells might have been ringing at that point. But yeah, that was all I knew.
So where did it start to think, actually, maybe this is a bit different? Where did it start to kind of rear up as?
It was as he was getting older, his behaviour, he was getting into a lot of trouble at his old school. I changed Kyrell's school in the end. He was getting into a lot of trouble, and I just knew that there was, he wasn't a naughty boy. I knew deep down he had a good heart, and I knew he wasn't being horrible or malicious. I knew, and I changed his schools, and within 2 weeks the new school said he's got either ADHD or autism. So it was the school, that noticed it. I mean, I did take him to the doctor and said he was really hyperactive, and but you know, I didn't really get much help.
I mean, I suppose we could look at that now, because obviously we look more tomorrow at the side of how differently you can experience schools. I mean, should we just look at that a little bit now? Because your first experience of going to school, bear in mind it was in a different authority, I just say. It's always okay, Ken. It's under the boundary. In that school, I mean, you've already indicated a little bit that there were difficulties, but basically what, they didn't listen to you, or they saw him as naughty? What was
he was, it was almost like they was looking at me like I was a bad parent, like it's all my fault, and it was like they wasn't offering any support. It was just, you know, you're naughty, you've done this, and you've done it because of this, and there wasn't any understanding or listening to the child, or really seeing that there's something else going on here. And that was what was missing from the old school. The new school, it just offered so much support, help, offered social stories, play therapy. You know, it was just amazing. It's the best thing I ever did, changing my son's school. And it was a hard decision because I didn't want to take the upheaval and risk, but it was a risk that I had to take.
Yeah, and I suppose it does show. I suppose earlier when we were talking, people were talking about all these strategies in place, they clearly do have an impact, don't they? Yeah. As much as I suppose we were saying, you may not be able to take away from the difficulties he has, nevertheless you can put things in place that make a real difference.
Yeah, definitely.
And the schools can.
Definitely. I really think that for a child, the most important who's got ADHD, the parents really need the support, because they're the ones that have got the most impact on the child. You know, they're after school, before school, and they're the ones that are with them the majority of the time. And if the school can give the support to the parents and work together, it's working together, you know. Then
because from what I remember, because actually, I mean, before I knew you, I actually knew your son had joined the school, and what was really interesting was the fact that I met with the Senko, and you were giving her lessons, which she was really pleased at, and what ADHD was, isn't it?
The second I found out that kind of had ADHD, I just did all the research I could. I got books, I read books, I was on the internet researching everything. I became an expert on ADHD because I thought, I've got to fight, you know, for him. It's been really hard. And I just wasn't going to give up on him at all. I refused to. So I go into the school and I tell him what he needs. Because I'm his mum.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. You've done absolutely fantastic job with it. But like you said, you kind of felt as though you had to go through quite a factor.
Yeah, it was really, really hard. But now, he's just absolutely doing amazing. He really is.
Well, and for a number of years,
it is. Every child with ADHD, I think they're unique, they're special, and they need to be encouraged to like themselves, because you get a lot of people that don't. They look at it and it's different, it's unusual, they don't like it. So that it's easy for that child to take it on board and take that mentality and not like themselves. So they need to like and love themselves. They have to.
Show them lovable.
It's ADHD. They just got the most amazing creative brains, and it's just helping them to realise their full potential. You know, if they're told they're naughty, or you know they've done this and they've done that, you're labelling them. They're going to believe it and they're going to grow up. And they're the children that get Asperger's. They're the ones that have been out of prison. And because it's a cry for help. That's what it is.
One of the things that we also talked about, and it came up earlier, and as you just said, is you've got to be, in a sense, an exceptionally good parent to be able to parent a child with ADHD. You, in a sense, had to learn how to do that pretty much by yourself. I think maybe now there are a few things come along. It's relearning the whole system that you've got into place. I did a lot of courses, parenting courses, not just for ADHD, for parenting as well, to teach strategies. And with Kyrell, it does not work. I cannot tell him, do this, do that. He wants to know why. So instead of saying do that and do that, I say, right, if you could do that, that would make me really happy. And I'd really appreciate it. It is a bit of reverse psychology, but you know, it works. So I'm not knocking that. And it's just as long as you just phrase it in the right way. I don't consider myself a parent. I consider myself a life coach. It's my job to teach Kyrell to be able to get on in life, to be able to live for himself, because there's not going to be people telling him what to do. And I think these strategies would work with all children, not just children with ADHD. You don't say, right, go upstairs, brush your teeth. You know, it's like, right, you know that if you go and brush your teeth, this is going to happen, blah, blah, blah. It's about, I'm planting seeds so that he's making the choice for himself. That's the way I look at it. I don't like making decisions for Kyrell. I'm teaching him to make them for himself. So sometimes I use a little bit of psychology because I know what the right choice is, and I try and help him to work it out. But as long as he thinks he's come up with the answer, then he'll do it. He'll do the right thing. Do you find you constantly have to do that as much now as you did at the start, or do you find that as you do it over and over again, you can begin to make those choices for yourself without?
Yes. It's got to a point now where, I mean, I did lots of courses, and I think it's very important to continue to do them, because it's easy to get into it and then slip back, so you need that support to do it. But to begin with, it's just helping him sort of understand himself. But now he actually comes to me and says, right, Mum, this has happened, blah, blah, blah. What do you think I should, you know? And so he's actually opening up, whereas before he just wouldn't have known, and he would have acted in a way. So it's almost like he's stopping himself and thinking, what should I do? So it's because he feels he's supported by me, he's coming to me. Yeah.